I will definitely come again, and I will definitely book TrekNomads again. Hello everyone, I'm Radhika Prashad and I'm a PhD student in the Department of Physics at IIT Kharagpur. And you might think then, well, okay, I am a PhD student in physics, then what am I doing here in trekking? So actually I've been a national level sports person, and every kid who has ever taken up any sport at any competitive level has always dreamt of being at the Olympics. Now that did not work out for various reasons. So then my dream shifted to the Mount Everest. Now if Olympics is the pinnacle, the highest point in any athlete's career, then Mount Everest is literally the highest point in the world. Now every goal should then be divided into small steps. So the first step would be to conquer Everest Base Camp. So that's how I came into this trek. And then once you decide that you want to do a trek, you need to then look for some tour operator or how you want to go about doing this trek. So that's when I came across this company called TrekNomads. And I chose this company because they were offering an all-inclusive package. So what that means is that once you somehow land at Kathmandu airport, everything will be taken care of. Let's say your food, your accommodation, your airport transfers, the hotel, like literally everything. And for someone like me who does not like to carry cash on me, this was the ideal setup because I did not want to spend anything during the trip. I just wanted to land at Kathmandu airport and then everything should then be taken care of. So this was one reason why I chose TrekNomads. And of course, I had seen a lot of videos of other people talking good things about this company. For example, on Instagram, I followed Badme's Guru, and he had also taken TrekNomads trip to Everest Base Camp. So yeah, so this just sounded like a legit company. So that's how I came into this Everest Base Camp trek with TrekNomads company. Okay, so as I mentioned that although I am a physics student at IIT Kanpur, but I have been a national level sports person, especially in football. So I have represented Delhi in football at the national games, and apart from that, for my college also, I play a variety of sports at various inter-college sports tournaments like squash, table tennis and lawn tennis. Now all these kind of sports actually help me stay fit and really fit, because when you are playing competitive sport, you do a lot of workouts, a lot of training and a lot of fitness related stuff. And of course I also run, so I do half marathons, full marathons. So all of these things actually help me stay fit. And yeah, even though I'm a student, I always had a passion for sports, and as I said, once you have a passion for sports, you really find time for sports. There is no two ways about it. Like, you have to be into fitness. So that was what led me to develop a very strong fitness base. So honestly, I did not have to do anything extra or anything special to train for this. And even the TrekNomads team, they had laid down some guidelines, like you have to run 5 kilometers in certain amount of time, say 35 minutes, do swimming and maybe stair climbing. So I don't know swimming, but as I said, I do marathons, full marathons. So 5K in 35 minutes was like a cakewalk for me. But that's a very good benchmark. So when the team, they highlighted these kind of benchmarks like running, stair climbing, swimming, it's actually very good because then it helps you develop a certain level of base fitness which will help you in the mountains. Okay, so coming to the entire journey. So as I said, so this is like my first time at Everest Base Camp trek. So I was really very much excited, and so the excitement was really palpable and visible. So I landed at Kathmandu airport, and as I said, it's an all-inclusive package. So the team arranged for the airport transfers to the hotel, and the hotel is also fantastic. I mean, the hotel is fantastic because the rooms are very good, the service is very good, food is very good, and apart from that, the location is also very strategic. It's right in the middle of a marketplace, and the marketplace is trekking oriented. So this is very strategic. And once I came to Kathmandu and the hotel, the team greeted me and they did what I personally felt was very nice, was a gear check. So once if this is your first time in a trek, you will be feeling nervous about the gear that you have purchased, whether you have purchased adequate gear or not, or whether you have purchased something extra which is not needed. So all of this thing is there, it goes in your head and you feel nervous about it if it's your first time. So yeah, although I had done like a few treks previously, but this was my first time at Everest Base Camp. This was supposed to be the highest altitude that I was ever going to hit in my life. So they did the gear check and for me everything was sorted. But if things are not sorted for you, like if you feel that, if the team feels that maybe you are lacking something, then what you can do is just walk down 5 minutes from the hotel and there are like trekking shops all over the place and they will actually help you purchase the right gear that you need. So for me, everything was sorted except for a rain poncho which I had forgotten to purchase, and so I just purchased it from the marketplace over here, and it's very good quality and very reasonable pricing. So this was the first thing which I felt was really good, like a gear check, and the team personally comes to your gear and they check if everything is in order or not. Then after that, after this gear check, we were also given like some goodies like caps, t-shirts and stuff. So all of this actually makes you feel nice about the trip, like, oh yeah, you're getting a personalized t-shirt with your name written, a cap and stuff like that. So after this, all of this, and once all things are sorted, all your gear is sorted, all your goodies are given to you, then what we did was transfer our luggage into a duffel bag which was also provided by the team. And this duffel bag is what is supposed to be carried by the porter during the entire trek from one place to another, and what you're supposed to carry is only essential items in your day backpack. So essential items meaning stuff like jacket, gloves, neck warmers, and of course rain poncho. And for me personally, because I'm also an amateur bird photographer and a bird watcher, for me another essential item was the camera. So these things you carry in your day backpack and transfer everything else into your duffel bag which is provided by the team. Then we began our journey from Kathmandu to Ramechhap, and from Ramechhap we take a flight to Lukla. But unfortunately for us, the flight from Ramechhap to Lukla was cancelled on the first day. But of course, the team managed the accommodation at Ramechhap and the flight was then rescheduled to the next day. And once we landed in Lukla, that's when the real journey begins and the excitement is also begins, because that's when you start your trek, like you literally start walking. So from Ramechhap to then we went to Fakri, and all throughout the trip, the tea houses that were arranged for us were really amazing. I mean, doing a trek where you get all kinds of facilities like good rooms, you have attached washrooms. Up until I think Dingboche, the last 2 stops we did not have attached washrooms, but the rooms were still good. And then you get blankets, so you don't have to carry sleeping bags. In most other treks, if you are staying in tents and all, you have to carry your own sleeping bag, but here it's tea houses and blankets are provided, mattresses provided, so you don't have to carry any sleeping bags as such. So during the trek, of course, you have to walk for long hours and it's rocky terrain, and it was snowing one day when we were in Namche Bazaar, so that was also a very nice experience, like you were walking through snow. So yeah, it was very nice. And for me, if you ask me, this might sound a bit strange, but the highlight was watching the Himalayan monal, which is the Nepali national bird. Now you might think that, okay, this is an Everest Base Camp trek, so the highlight should be reaching the Everest Base Camp and clicking photographs on top of that rock that is over there. But of course the journey is also very important. So while the destination is extremely important and that is the target of the trek, the journey is also supposed to be enjoyed. And so for me personally, the highlight was seeing that Himalayan monal and clicking the photograph of that Himalayan monal, and it's a very beautiful and colorful bird. So if at all you are doing this trek, please focus on the journey as well. The route is really scenic, like you see different types of terrain, like rocky terrain, snowy terrain. There are like rivers and streams flowing in between. There are trees, there are shrubs, there are beautiful birds. And speaking of birds, I have seen 40 new birds in my life on this trek. So it's like a 10 to 15 day trek, and seeing 15 new birds is like a lot. And the team also has arranged really fantastic Sherpas and guides. Now when I say fantastic, these Sherpas have actually summited Mount Everest not once but multiple times. So they know the route inside out, and they are experienced people. So summiting Mount Everest is not an easy feat. So they do it like on a regular basis. Like one of the guides has summited 7 times and is going for 2 more times this season. Another summited like 2 times and again is going for another round this season. So the Sherpas are like really nice, sweet, experienced people. So that gives you a lot of confidence when you are on the trek. So you feel that, okay, I have such an experienced Sherpa walking beside me. So if things ever go wrong, which can go wrong, then there are experienced people who are beside me and they will take care of things. So that was another good thing about this company, that they are hiring experienced Sherpas. They are booking really good tea houses and lodges along the way. And yeah, so all of this was very nice. And finally, all of us, like in the team, we were like 9 people in the team. Each and every member of the team reached the Everest Base Camp really strong and conquered this trek really strong, and not a single person like backed out. So that was like a success of the entire team. So all of this was, I think, possible because you had like multiple Sherpas and a trek leader and people actually taking care of each and every person at an almost individual level. So like for a team of 9, we had 3 Sherpas and 1 trek leader. So that's like 4 people for a team of 9 trekkers, which is a very good ratio. Like some other teams I was seeing on the way, there were like 10 people but maybe 1 Sherpa. So here the ratio I feel between the number of trekkers and the number of Sherpas and guides aside was really good. So yeah, all of us conquered the Everest Base Camp and all of us clicked pictures on top of that rock. So that was like very nice. But everything cannot be perfect for any trip, right? So there were a few hiccups along the way, and the team handled those hiccups also in a pretty nice way. So for example, as I mentioned, the first hiccup was when we reached Ramage Hub and the flight got cancelled, but then the team was prepared for all of this and our accommodation was already booked, so we didn't have to panic at all. And the next day the flight to Lukla was arranged for us. Another hiccup which I personally faced was at Lobuje. So I started feeling something in my gut, something in my stomach, some stomach related issues I developed at Lobuje. But of course, the josh is really high, the enthusiasm is there, the adrenaline is there. So I managed to push really hard and reach the Everest Base Camp. But upon return, because as I said, from Lobuje, then we have to go to Gorakhshem, and from Gorakhshem we have to go to EBC and then come back to Gorakhshem. And that's a really long trek for a single day. All the other days, like we reach from one place to another and then we stop. But here we are going from Lobuje to Gorakhshem, Gorakhshem to EBC and then coming back. It's a really long and arduous day. And with the gut issues and stomach issues that I was facing, it became even more harder for me. And I was becoming like really slow. All the other days up until Dingboche, my pace was really good and I was like amongst the front of the group. On that particular day, I was like walking last, like really slow. But the Sherpa was really kind and very sweet. He walked with me at my slowest pace, and yeah, he helped me reach the Everest Base Camp and then come back. But when I came back, I almost like collapsed because my stomach had almost given up. There was no strength in my gut. And if you are not feeling good in your gut, then no matter how strong you are in your legs, in your arms, in other body parts, it's not going to help you at all. So once I reached back Gorakshep, I realized I probably could not walk anymore, especially uphill. Downhill was easy, like I could just run downhill, but any uphill or even any kind of staircase, like even in the lodges, if there are like some staircase, that any of those uphill things were making me feel breathless. So I was not able to continue. In such a situation, the team helped me and they got me down from Gorakshep to Feriche on a horse because I could not really continue walking any uphill terrain. So they got me down from Gorakshep to Feriche on a horse. And there were issues with the insurance company. I had taken insurance. So the insurance actually was supposed to provide me with a helicopter evacuation in case things go wrong. So there were a few initial hiccups and my parents also got a little bit worried, like I'm traveling alone and all of that. So they got a bit panicky and maybe a bit cranky and angry as well. But the team was very patient, especially Pasangji, Hemantji and all of them. They really coordinated well and managed to get a helicopter evacuation from Feriche all the way down to Lukla and then a flight from Lukla to Kathmandu, and here I am all hale and hearty, ready to go back home, all thanks to the team. So of course there were a few hiccups in between. There were a few things which did not go well, and my parents also a little bit getting panicky and paranoid and angry, but then now everything is all good and fine. And only one regret I have is that I wanted to do Gokyo and Kalapathar, so that is one regret, but I'll come back next time maybe with my brother, so that's like one more customer. And now even my parents are like happy when all these things have worked out, so they are also working out and they also want to do some simple treks in India. So that's like my entire family is now a fan of TrekNomads. So yeah, we will definitely come back again. I really enjoyed it. Means if I were to say, I will definitely come again and I will definitely book TrekNomads again.